Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays foundation stone for projects worth over 80,000 crore rupees at UP Investors Summit in Lucknow. President Ramnath Kovind to visit his native village Parok in Kanpur Dehat with Prime Minister Modi, Governor Anandiben Patel and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath this afternoon. Home Minister Amit Shah to hold a security review meeting on Jammu and Kashmir today. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami wins with a record margin of 55,025 votes in Champawat Assembly by poll. Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur launches nationwide programs on World Bicycle Day today. Khelo India Youth Games 2021 to begin in Haryana from tomorrow. And in French Open Tennis, Rafael Nadal to take on Alexander Zverev in men's singles semi-finals today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone of 1,406 projects worth more than 80,000 crore rupees in the third groundbreaking ceremony of the UP Investors Summit in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. The projects encompass diverse sectors like agriculture and allied, IT and electronics, MSME, manufacturing, renewable energy, pharma, tourism, defence and aerospace, handloom and textiles. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that investors have shown faith in the youth power of Uttar Pradesh and it will be a win-win situation for investors as well as the people of the state. He said that the record investment in this groundbreaking ceremony will open new avenues for employment and it shows the growing confidence in Uttar Pradesh and it is going to benefit the youth of the state the most. Talking about the global challenges, the Prime Minister said,
दुनिया आज जिस भरोसेमंद साथी को तलाश रही है उस पर खरा उतरने का सामर्थ्य सिर्फ हमारे लोकतांत्रिक भारत के पास है। दुनिया आज भारत के पोटेंशियल को भी देख रही है और भारत के परफॉर्मेंस की भी सराहना कर रही है।
On the achievements of the NDA government in the last 8 years, Mr. Modi said that the policy of reform, perform and transform along with policy stability and ease of doing business has strengthened the nation.
हमने अपने रिफॉर्म से एक राष्ट्र के रूप में भारत को मजबूती देने का काम किया है। वन नेशन, वन टैक्स जीएसटी हो, वन नेशन, वन ग्रिड हो, वन नेशन, वन मोबिलिटी कार्ड हो, वन नेशन वन राशन कार्ड हो, ये सारे प्रयास हमारी ठोस और स्पष्ट नीतियों का प्रतिबिंब है।
He said that in the last 8 years, a new culture of completing projects on time has developed in the country.
अभी हाल ही में केंद्र की एनडीए सरकार ने अपने 8 वर्ष पूरे किए हैं। इन वर्षों में हम, जैसा अभी योगी जी बता रहे थे, रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म, ट्रांसफॉर्म के मंत्र के साथ आगे बढ़े हैं। हमने पॉलिसी स्टेबिलिटी पर जोर दिया है, कोऑर्डिनेशन पर जोर दिया है, ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस पर जोर दिया है।
The Prime Minister said India has attracted $84 billion of FDI in the last fiscal year.
हम G20 अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में सबसे तेजी से ग्रो कर रहे हैं। आज भारत ग्लोबल रिटेल इंडेक्स में दूसरे नंबर पे है। भारत दुनिया का तीसरा सबसे बड़ा एनर्जी कंज्यूमर देश है। बीते साल दुनिया के 100 से अधिक देशों से $84 बिलियन का रिकॉर्ड एफडीआई आया है। भारत ने बीते वित्तीय वर्ष में $417 बिलियन यानी 30 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा का मर्केंडाइज एक्सपोर्ट करके नया रिकॉर्ड बनाया है।
Talking about the potential of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Modi said that improved law and order has prepared the environment for investment in the state and UP will give momentum to the growth story of India in the 21st century. On the occasion, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath assured the investors that their investment will not only be secure in the state, but they will also get benefit of the investment-friendly policies of the government. He said the last few years have been challenging for the state government, yet his government not only saved the lives and livelihood of the people of the state, but at the same time continued to work on attracting investment and turning them into reality. He informed that during the last tenure of his government, the unemployment rate in the state has declined from 18% to 2.9%.
सेरेमनी ऐसे समय में आयोजित हो रही है जब पूरा देश केंद्र सरकार के सफलतम 8 साल पूरे होने का उत्सव मना रहा है। इन 8 सालों में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बिना रुके 130 करोड़ भारतवासियों की तरक्की और खुशहाली के लिए लगातार काम कर रहे हैं। ये 8 साल सुशासन और सेवा को समर्पित रहे, भरोसे और विश्वास को समर्पित रहे, तरक्की और समृद्धि को समर्पित रहे। इन 8 सालों में पूरी दुनिया ने भारत की चमक को महसूस किया है। इन 8 सालों में देश की तकदीर और तस्वीर दोनों बदली है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, आपके प्रेरणादायी मार्गदर्शन नए भारत का नया उत्तर प्रदेश आपकी अपेक्षा के अनुरूप अपने सर्वोत्तम सामर्थ्य के साथ देश की तरक्की में अपना योगदान सुनिश्चित कर रहा है।
Union Minister Dr. Mahendranath Pandey, top industry leaders, investors and senior officers also attended the ceremony. President Ramnath Kovind will visit Parok, his native village in Kanpur Dehat of Uttar Pradesh, along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Governor Anandiben Patel and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath this afternoon. The President is on a 4-day visit to Uttar Pradesh from today. He will take part in various programs during these 4 days and visit Kanpur, Kanpur Dehat, Gorakhpur, Sant Kabir Nagar, Varanasi and Lucknow cities. President Kovind is also scheduled to address a joint session of the state legislature on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav on Monday. More from our correspondent.
The stage is set for a grand welcome of Prime Minister Narendra Modi here at Parok, the native village of President Ramnath Kovind in Kanpur Dehat district. In a short while from now, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi will reach Parok along with Governor Anandiben Patel and Chief Minister of State Yogi Adityanath. PM will accompany President Ramnath Kovind to visit Patri Mata Temple first. Thereafter, they will visit Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Bhavan, which will be followed by a visit to Milan Kendra. The Kendra is the ancestral house of the President that was donated for public use and converted to a community center. Subsequently, they will attend a public function at Parok village. The President will address the public meeting and will meet his old friends and family members during his stay in the village. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Kanpur Dehat.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah will hold a high-level meeting today to review the security situation in Jammu and Kashmir. The meeting to be held in New Delhi will be attended by J&K Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha and senior officials. Last month too, Mr. Shah had meetings to review the security situation in the UT as well as the preparations for the Amarnath Yatra. The minister had directed security forces and the police to conduct coordinated counter-terrorism operations proactively. Mr. Shah had said the security forces should ensure zero cross-border infiltration to wipe out terrorism in J&K. In Uttarakhand, Chief Minister and BJP candidate Pushkar Singh Dhami has registered a thumping win in the Champawat Assembly by-poll by a record margin of 55,025 votes. Mr. Dhami had to win the elections to continue as the Chief Minister. He defeated his rival, Ms. Nirmala Gehatori of the Congress. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP's National President Jagat Prakash Nadda and Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath congratulated Mr. Dhami for his record win. On this occasion, Chief Minister Dhami thanked the people of Champawat for this big victory. He said this is a victory of Champawat. He will try to return the people's blessings through development work.
In Kerala, the United Democratic Front candidate Uma Thomas defeated her nearest rival Dr. Joe Joseph of the Left Democratic Front by a margin of 25,016 votes in Trikakara Assembly by poll. Ms. Thomas polled 72,770 votes against 47,754 polled by Dr. Joseph. NDA candidate A.N. Radhakrishnan polled 12,957 votes. The by-poll was necessitated following the death of sitting MLA P.T. Thomas. The UDF had fielded Uma Thomas, his wife, as its candidate from the constituency. This victory is a big morale booster for the UDF. It will take the total strength of the UDF to 41 in the 140-member State Assembly. In Odisha, counting of votes for the by-poll for the Braj Raj Nagar Assembly constituency is in progress. As per the available information, BJD's Alka Mohanty is leading by a margin of more than 45,000 votes from her nearest Congress rival at the end of the 13th round of counting. While BJD has secured more than 62,000 votes, Congress has got about 17,000 votes and BJP has secured about 13,000 votes.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that from animal husbandry to fisheries, forestry to the sweet revolution, the government has made numerous efforts to boost the income of farmers through allied activities. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said New India is getting a strong base due to the empowerment of the country's farmers. He said the government has focused on the all-round development in every sector from seed to market. The Prime Minister said it is only because of the determination of our farmers that India is setting a new example in the agriculture sector. He said the government is fully committed to provide 100% benefits of the schemes to the farmers. Mr. Modi said from PM Kisan scheme to record budget allocation, MSP of 1.5 times the cost of production, and from soil health card to e-NAM, there are many such schemes which have given new strength to Annadatas, the farmers. In the run-up to Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the government has heralded a renewed age of Nari Shakti and has made women's empowerment an indispensable element for holistic development. This continued also in COVID pandemic when the country faced many challenges. Ms. Kaparthi Kalyani from Hyderabad says the entrepreneurial abilities got imputes during the past few years. She got a loan under Women Empowerment Scheme and used as working capital for a manpower consultant company. She said the government helped her to expand the business and provide employment to others too.
This is Kalyani from Hyderabad. I started a small startup and got a loan for the same from SBI under Women Empowerment Scheme. This amount is being used towards our working capital requirement and also helped us to expand our business and provide more employment. Even in the time of adversaries like pandemic, government has provided us more support in terms of loan moratorium, which helped us to revive our business. I really appreciate the initiative taken by the Government of India to support women entrepreneurs.
Even small entrepreneurs from remote areas like Nirmal in Telangana state also got support for the small and medium businesses. Maimudha Begum Nirmal took a small loan for a garment business and she could make unexpected profits.
My name is Mahmooda. I am from Nirmal district. I took 10,000 rupees loan under MSME loan. This helps people a lot. I took this loan and buy lot of fabric and stitched it and got more profit than I expected. Because of this loan, I am self-employed. Ladies are very happy by this loan because they are independent and self-employed. They don't need anybody to ask money. I am thanking government for this loan and I wish they make many loans like this. Thank you.
The financial obstacles have been removed from the lives of women with loans against aspirations for enterprises in manufacturing services and agriculture allied sectors under many programs like Stand Up India. Many women made well-informed social and economic decisions through the past 8 years and the government is invested in this righteous future of the country. Women are also made to be partners of change through Anganwadis by way of motivating unemployed women to improve their skills and take measures to keep up their health and their children.
मेरा नाम सलमा बेगम है। मैं आंगनवाड़ी के जरिए से जो बेरोजगार औरतों के लिए इम्प्रूवमेंट करा रहे, मोटिवेशन करा रहे, जो कि गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स की तरफ से, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से जो हमारे लिए स्कीम्स मुहैया किए जा रहे हैं, जैसा कि आंगनवाड़ी के जरिए से हामिला औरतों के लिए टिफिन और हमारे बच्चे जो पढ़ने जा रहे हैं उनके लिए खाने का इंतजाम, बाल अमृतम का जो पैकेट दिया जा रहा है जो कि गरीब लोग नहीं खरीद पा रहे हैं, इससे हम गरीब लोगों को बहुत ज्यादा फायदा हासिल हो रहा है। इसी तरह हामिला औरतों के लिए एक वक्त का टिफिन जो दिया जा रहा है आंगनवाड़ी के जरिए से हम तमाम लोगों को फायदा हो रहा है। इसके लिए हम सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं।
Over 193 crore 83 lakh doses of COVID vaccines have been administered in the country under the nationwide vaccination drive. So far, more than 12 lakh 5,000 COVID vaccine doses were administered to eligible beneficiaries yesterday. Meanwhile, the country has reported over 4,000 new cases during the last 24 hours. Currently, India's active caseload stands at over 21,000. In the last 24 hours, over 2,000 COVID patients recovered, and the national recovery rate now stands at 98.74%.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays foundation stone for projects worth over 80,000 crore rupees at UP Investor Summit in Lucknow. President Ramnath Kovind to visit his native village Parokh in Kanpur Dehat with Prime Minister Modi, Governor Anandiben Patel and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath this afternoon. Home Minister Amit Shah to hold a security review meeting on Jammu and Kashmir today. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami wins with a record margin of 55,025 votes in Champawat Assembly by-poll. Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur launches nationwide programs on World Bicycle Day today. Khelo India Youth Games 2021 to begin in Haryana from tomorrow. And in French Open Tennis, Rafael Nadal to take on Alexander Zverev in the men's singles semi-finals today. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
रेडियो के किस्से थोड़े थोड़े सभी के हिस्से। एक बार एक परचून की दुकान पर खड़े हिमांशु जी ने भारी उत्सुकता से दुकानदार से पूछा कि भैया यहाँ काहे चिपका के रखे हो, मोदी जी मेरा परिवार। तो दुकानदार ने उतने ही भारी एटीट्यूड से रेडियो का वॉल्यूम अप कर दिया।
पूरे विश्व में बजने लगा है अपने भारत का डंका, यूक्रेन में कैसे सफल हुआ अपना ऑपरेशन गंगा। इन 8 सालों में भारत में संचार क्रांति छाई है, जगह जगह इंटरनेट और हर हाथ यूपीआई है। किसानों को फसलों का सही दाम पाते देखा है और महिलाओं को उनका सम्मान पाते देखा है। पूरे विश्व में अपने भारत की महिमा का शोर है।
अंत में हिमांशु जी भी बोले कि 8 साल सेवा, सुशासन और गरीब कल्याण।
Welcome back to the midday news. In Karnataka, the Excise Minister K. Gopalayya today said the Ayushman Bharat health insurance scheme has benefited 10 crore persons in the country. Addressing media persons in Hassan today, the minister said programs such as Ujjwala have provided free gas connection to 8 crore poor families in the country. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Bandipora district has seen tremendous development in the last 2 years. Stating this in an exclusive interview to AIR News, District Magistrate Dr. Awais Ahmed said there has been a drastic improvement in power and water supply, connectivity and other civic amenities. He informed that the administration completed 2,700 developmental works last year in excess of the target. Dr. Awais said over 16,000 youth have been provided with employment opportunities.
20,000 वुमेन मेंबर्स हैं जो कि हमारे लगभग 2,000 जो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप हैं उसमें हैं और पिछले 2 साल में इनकी डेवलपमेंट को लेके, इनकी ओरिएंटेशन को लेके कई सारी यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स किए गए, ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम्स किए गए और ये हमारे सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स जो हैं अभी हाल ही में काफी सक्सेसफुल होके आए हैं और अभी जो यहाँ के प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, लोकल प्रोडक्ट्स जिनका मार्केटिंग मुश्किल होता था, मिडिलमैन की वजह से फार्मर तक बेनिफिट नहीं पहुंचता था, अब सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप की मदद से वो सारा बेनिफिट जो है डायरेक्टली फार्मर्स को मिल रहा है और अभी अमेजोन और बाकी जो मार्केट प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं उनके साथ भी लिंक हैं।
The News Services Division of All India Radio will bring the 6th episode of our special series Jammu Kashmir Ek Nayi Subha at 9:30 p.m. tonight. This episode is titled Hauslo Ki Udan and will showcase the strides made by Jammu and Kashmir in the area of women's empowerment. The episode will also bring forward the experiences of women at the grassroots level with a focus on women entrepreneurs. The program will also bring to you the success stories of the women in Jammu and Kashmir. This special program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. It will also be available on our website newsonair.gov.in and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official.
In Rajasthan, a special healthcare abhiyan Anchal has been launched in the Karoli district for pregnant women. More than 13,000 women have benefited from this abhiyan. During the campaign, 13,144 pregnant women were tested for their hemoglobin levels, out of which 11,202 were found to be anemic. These women were advised to take the right medicine and necessary nutritious diet. They were also advised to keep themselves stress-free. This unique campaign was started on the initiative of District Collector Ankit Kumar Singh to ensure all necessary medical aid to pregnant women at the pre- and post-natal stage so that maternal and infant mortality rates could be reduced. And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव। Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
On 3rd June 1857, the first War of Independence reached Neemach, Madhya Pradesh, as the sepoys rose in the uprising against British rule. A brigade of native Bengal troops stationed at Neemach mutinied and marched to Delhi. Neemach was the most southerly place to which the uprising extended. European officers took refuge in the fort in the city and were later besieged by independence activists from Mandsaur. The British defended the city until relieved by the Malwa field force.
Historically, Neemach was the location of a palace in the district of the Ajmer province. Originally a part of the territory of Udaipur princely state, it was given to the Scindias in 1768 to pay off debts incurred by the king of Mewar. After that, it became a British cantonment of Gwalior princely state.
After the uprising was suppressed, the city became the headquarters of the Malwa.
We remember revolutionary freedom fighter Abani Nath Mukherjee, who was born on the 3rd of June 1891 in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. While studying in college, Abani got inspired by the revolutionary freedom movement against British colonialism in India.
After completing his studies, Abani left India and joined the network of Indian revolutionaries residing abroad. He took charge of raising funds and collecting arms and ammunition in Germany and Japan, and supplying these to the revolutionaries resisting colonialism on Indian soil. Mukherjee came back to India in 1912 and continued his work by joining a revolutionary organization in Uttar Pradesh. He was arrested by the British in Singapore while returning from Japan.
Abani, however, managed to escape to Europe and established Indian Independence Party in 1922 in Berlin with the help of comrades like Suren Kar, Bhupendranath Datta and Muhammad Barkatullah. He also secretly visited Chennai, Kolkata and Dhaka and lived in India till 1924. Abani retired from active revolutionary politics and went to the USSR, where he engaged himself in literary works. Abani died in exile on the 28th of October 1937. We salute the great Indian.
On June the 3rd, 1947, the last British Viceroy of India, Mountbatten, proposed the June the 3rd Plan, which is also called the Mountbatten Plan. The plan included the principles of partition, autonomy, sovereignty to the two new nations, and their right to make their own constitution. The princely states were given a choice to either join India or Pakistan. This plan was put into action by the Indian Independence Act 1947, which was passed in the British Parliament and received royal assent on 18th of July 1947.
According to the provisions of the Mountbatten Plan, British India was to be partitioned into two dominions, India and Pakistan. The constitution, framed by the Constituent Assembly, already formed in 1946, would not be applicable to the Dominion of Pakistan, and the question of its separate Constituent Assembly would be decided by the new Dominion. The princely states were given the choice to either remain independent or accede to India or Pakistan.
The British suzerainty over these kingdoms was terminated. To fix the international boundaries between the two countries, the Boundary Commission was established, chaired by Cyril Ratcliffe. The commission was to demarcate Bengal and Punjab into the two new countries. The date for the transfer of power was to be August the 15th, 1947.
the consequences of the partition continue to affect the new nations and their citizens.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur has said that the Narendra Modi-led government has fulfilled its commitment of bringing better days in the lives of people by initiating a number of welfare schemes across the country in the last 8 years. He said the NDA government has constructed around 12 crore toilets, provided tap water supply to 47% population living in rural areas, given gas connection to nearly 9.5 crore households, and constructed around 3 crore Pakka houses across the country. Mr. Thakur also said that free COVID vaccination and free ration to 80 crore beneficiaries during the challenging times of COVID pandemic reflect that the country is indeed witnessing better days. Speaking at the inaugural event of DD News Conclave on 8 years of Modi government being held at Doordarshan Bhavan in New Delhi today, the minister stated that the government has brought transparency into the system and ended the practice of corruption, which is benefiting people in a long way. Today is World Bicycle Day. It is observed on the 3rd of June every year. The day is marked to spread awareness about the benefits of using a bicycle. As per the United Nations, the day highlights the uniqueness, longevity and versatility of the bicycle. The day is observed since 2018 after a resolution was passed by the United Nations during its 72nd regular session of the United Nations General Assembly. Referring to the concept of lifestyle for environment, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has shared a picture of Mahatma Gandhi riding a bicycle. He said on World Bicycle Day today, who better than Mahatma Gandhi to take inspiration from to lead a sustainable and healthy lifestyle.
Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur launched the nationwide Fit India Freedom Rider Cycle Rally at Major Dhyan Chand Stadium in New Delhi on World Bicycle Day this morning. On the occasion, Mr. Thakur, along with Union Ministers Mansukh Mandavia and Kiran Rijiju, as well as 750 young cyclists, paddled 7.5 kilometer distance. Mr. Thakur urged people to use bicycles to promote the Fit India campaign.
युवाओं को फिटनेस मुहिम से जुड़ना चाहिए, देश के लोगों को फिटनेस मुहिम से जुड़ना चाहिए और फिट इंडिया कैंपेन में सबसे बड़ी भूमिका बाइसाइकिल भी निभा सकती है और वर्ल्ड बाइसाइकिल डे पर हम एक स्पष्ट संदेश दे रहे हैं, रोज साइकिलिंग करें, इससे आप स्वस्थ भी रहेंगे, स्वच्छ भारत का निर्माण भी करेंगे और एक फिट भारत का निर्माण भी करेंगे। तो सारे कैंपेन जो है फिट इंडिया, खेलो इंडिया, क्लीन इंडिया एंड हेल्दी इंडिया सब इसी में जुड़ते हैं क्योंकि बाइसाइकिल चलाने से न प्रदूषण होता है, ईंधन की खपत नहीं होती और देश का नुकसान नहीं होता है।
The cycle rallies have been conducted by Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan at 75 iconic places across the country. Haryana is all set to host players from across the country for the Khelo India Youth Games in Panchkula. About 4,700 athletes, including 2,262 girls, will participate in the Khelo India Youth Games, which is beginning tomorrow. It will also be the hub of action, with several of the 25 disciplines being held at the newly constructed multi-purpose halls. Among the popular games being held here, athletics, football, badminton, table tennis, kabaddi, handball, wrestling, volleyball, boxing, and the 5 indigenous sports. In the French Open tennis tournament, 5th seed Rafael Nadal will meet 3rd seed German Alexander Zverev in the men's singles semi-finals today for a place in the Sunday's final. In a remarkable game, Rafael Nadal had beaten world number 1 Novak Djokovic 6-2, 4-6, 6-2, 7-6 to enter the semi-finals of the French Open on Wednesday. Nadal, the king of clay, has won the French Open maximum number of 13 times and has only lost thrice in the tournament.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays foundation stone for projects worth over 80,000 crore rupees at UP Investors Summit in Lucknow. President Ram Nath Kovind to visit his native village Parokh in Kanpur Dehat with Prime Minister Modi, Governor Anandiben Patel and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath this afternoon. Home Minister Amit Shah to hold security review meeting on Jammu and Kashmir today. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami wins with a record margin of 55,025 votes in Sampawat Assembly by-poll. Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur launches nationwide programs on World Bicycle Day today, Khelo India Youth Games, 2021 to begin in Haryana from tomorrow. And with that, we end the midday news.